Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our Brokers Insight. Today, we have got Jade, one of our amazing finance broker here. Jade, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Lily. Yes, my name is Jade. I am one of the finance brokers here at Electoral Finance. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Jade. So question one, what is a broker and why would a client use one versus going straight to their bank?
So I guess the difference between going straight to your bank or using a broker is that when you go to see a broker, there are so many options. So brokers have access to multiple different lenders, and these can be big banks and non-bank lenders. And it gives you more of an idea of what kind of rates are out there in the market. They may be able to get you a better deal than, say, going straight to the bank that you've always worked with. When you do go to your bank branch, you're literally just going for one option. So you're going to that bank branch, they'll give you their best rate or what they think is their best option, but that might not actually be the best option for you and your situation at that time.
Yeah. Um, and just to add on it, like I think you're absolutely right. When you go to a broker, you got so many options. When you go to the bank, you only got like that one product that you can choose. Um, and I think in Australia, 80% of the people they're using a broker, if not
Yeah.
more. Okay. So, but so sounds like using a broker is like a no-brainer choice, right? But are there any fees involved with using a electro finance broker, or like how do you get paid?
So look, some brokers out there do charge an upfront fee. At Electoral Finance, we don't. So as far as how we get paid is we get paid from the bank after settlement. So this is done completely separately and means that we're able to help the client get the best solution for them without any upfront fees or charges.
And will the client end up paying like an extra interest rate or extra money, or is it still the same?
No, absolutely not. They won't. So the whole idea and how everything's set up when it comes to broking is that it costs the client no extra money. So there's no such thing as like rate loading and things like that with the banks as a result of using a broker. So you're going to get the same great rate that you'd be able to get, sometimes even better, because as I mentioned, there's that competition and going to multiple different lenders. But it's not going to cost you any more in the long run.
Amazing. So what you're saying is using a broker not only is free for the client, but sometimes we may be able to get a better pricing compared with the client directly go to the branch. Awesome.
Absolutely.
So, what happens after the deal is settled? Is the relationship just ends there, or you have ongoing services providing to your client?
And that's another benefit, Lily, of using a broker, is that once the loan settles, traditionally with your bank, the transaction's over and they're done. When it comes to a broker, they're then able to manage that loan going forwards. So that means things like checking rates intermittently, maybe every 6 months to a year, just to make sure that you still do have the best rate. If there's any issues with the bank, your broker is also there to help when it comes to the loan. So you've got that ongoing support, and the broker is there to work for the client and in their best interest. So let's say 2 years down the track, the loan that was originally the perfect solution for the client at the time maybe isn't the best option anymore. That broker can then have a look at the situation, reassess where the client's at in their life cycle, and then maybe move them on to a different lender or a different product if that's what's going to suit them better going forwards.
Yeah. So sounds like you do provide pricing reviews for your client and just to ensure that the client are still sitting on the best interest rate and the current lender are still suits their needs.
Exactly.
Awesome. So in Australia, a lot of people they're talking about like I need to save for a deposit. Sometimes it's like 20%. Could you please just explain to us, is that true? Like we actually need a 20% deposit or
Not always. Look, it's different for everyone's situation. So for some clients, if they do have that 20% deposit, then that's going to be able to get them a much better interest rate and get them into the market with that deposit in a really good way. But for other clients, whereas say you might be a first home buyer and they may just not have quite enough for that 20% deposit, there's different lenders and different options out there that can actually lend up to 95% of the property value. Now,
Yeah.
anything above 80% will also incur LMI, lender's mortgage insurance costs. But for some people, that's the better option to help them get into the market sooner rather than wait for that 20% deposit.
Yeah, I understand. And I think from my memory, there are like banks, they also have the unique policies, for example, for accountant or medical professionals or lawyers. Sometimes they could, even use like a 10% deposit to get into the market without paying any lender's mortgage insurance. Um, so what kind of loans do you do? And like, what are the usual requirements from your client?
So it really depends on the person and their situation. At Electro, we do everything. So we do your residential home loans, we do investment home loans, with commercial home loans, we do business loans, we do asset loans, you name it. We can even do business cash flow loans and all of the options out there. So basically, at Electoral Finance, being that we've got such a great group, we are able to find a solution for all situations when it comes to our clients.
So I know that you're based in Melbourne. Do you only see clients in Melbourne?
No, absolutely not. I guess that's the great thing about the power of technology is that we can like over Australia. And so we do see our local clients face to face in person, but we are able to offer Zoom or Teams meetings as well if that's better for the client and their location.
Yes, and I think it's not just in Australia. From my understanding, you could even see clients even though they're in the US or Singapore, right? We may be able to use the expat income to help them get a loan. Is that right?
Absolutely, as long as they're
On Earth.
Australian citizen, resident, or on a valid visa, then yeah, there's times where we can use overseas income and we can actually zoom them whilst they're overseas on holiday, maybe, or even working in a different country.
Okay, cool. Um, so what are the deals that you're working on the most in the past, like I would say 1 to 2 months? What do you see the most in the market?
Right now, I'm seeing a lot of first home buyers. I think that with some of the great government incentives that are in place right now, it's really helping to boost the buying power for those first home buyers and help them get into the market. The market is quite volatile, as we know at the minute, especially with some of the recent interest rate rises that we've had. But there's still so much opportunity out there, especially for those first home buyers that are looking to buy in that lower price point.
Yeah, cool. So what is the best way for people to reach out to you?
So the best way to get in touch with me is to either send me through an email, jade@electoralfinance.com.au, give me a phone call 0406 499 606, or hop onto our social media accounts, Jade Electoral Finance.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jade.
No worries. Thanks, Lily. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye.